Hello and welcome or welcome back to Talking About Cross Stitch with the Stitching Owl. It is officially Flossmas number 8, December 8 of 2024, and it is a wonderful weekend because this is the Jingle Ball weekend. Lindy Stitches, Stephanie and Jason have been putting on a wonderful weekend of stitchy goodness for us. Everyone across the world can certainly enjoy this particular virtual retreat. I have been in a number of different stitching rooms and been able to meet people I didn't know that I was going to have the opportunity to meet, like last night in one of the rooms, Kat of Catkin and Lily. It was so nice to actually be able to talk with you. Of course, Andrew, the runner stitcher, was in that room. The other rooms I've been in, literally, I can't mention all of the Flosstubers because there are so many. But the speed dating is another thing that is so much fun. You meet people for 5 minutes and you just chat about what you're stitching, what's your favorite fabric. The 5 minutes goes by so incredibly fast. Occasionally you end up getting to talk with the same person again, but that's okay because we usually end up mid-sentence when our 5 minutes is up. I had the distinct pleasure of suddenly being face-to-face with Melanie and Michael of Uplift Stitches, and I was thrilled to be able to actually chat with them. Now, there is good news and bad news. The good news is I actually slept last night, which of course means the bad news is that I didn't have 6 hours of stitching in the middle of the night. So there is less, maybe I should say fewer projects. That would be better English, wouldn't it? But I wanted to come on and then I'll go right back to the Jingle Ball. So let's talk about the Nordic countdown, which is, of course, a project created by Evertote, Roxy Floss Co., and Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. They are sending us, we get a package with these envelopes that are clearly dated for each day of the month. And in that package is a Roxy Floss Co. Floss and a cardstock postcard, and on the back of this postcard, I'm not going to show you, is the pattern. Now, this particular postcard here is showing us a musician. So Jacob invites us to go to his floss tube and he is sharing his music with us. He is a gifted musician, so I do hope you will go over and give him a listen. So what was the Roxy Floss this time? So you can see I've got all the lovely colors, and this is the new one, Slate. So it is a gray with very, very gentle changes of color. Now, it was interesting because I stitched away last night and thought, oh goody, I'm all done. That didn't take so long. And then this morning, I looked at my pattern as I was thinking, okay, I've got to set this up for my later floss tube. And I went, hang on, I missed some stitches. So I decided I was going to go into a stitching room and finish the stitches that I had missed. And then one lovely stitcher said, wow, when I was stitching this, I was having a hard time because I was getting 126 stitches in the color and there was supposed to be 127. I had missed the one in the middle of the diamond, and I was like, oh, thank you, because I hadn't even noticed it was there. So here is where we are now. So the slate we have under here, and we have it in the year. And then we went back and either I missed it the day before or it was just added. I think it was just added yesterday. We were filling in some of the pink here, the pink in the center, and there's that one in the center that I didn't even know that I had missed. Now, the day before, I had missed the belt. So I was not only stitching last night, I was grabbing another 15 to 20 stitches that I had missed from the day before. I think I've got the whole thing in here. Now, I'll just give you a gentle reminder that sometimes I am using other Roxy Floss colors. For instance, this is Redwood, and that is not in our pack so far. We never know. But I had chatted with Caroline, and it was clear that they didn't mind if I occasionally changed colors, just so that my stitch wasn't exactly like Andrew's and Caroline's and everybody else who had bought the same wonderful box. So that's where we are. I still think that this looks like cheerleaders. Not sure. And this does, these look like trees. Is that the bottom of a river? And those are birds. We're going to have to stay tuned to find out. So I am doing my stitching for the Nordic countdown with one strand of Roxy Floss on 20 count glacier that Carrie from Roxy dyed specifically for this project. The other Advent that I'm doing is the Advent banner by Tiny Modernist, and it is an exclusive design for Stitches Central right at the moment. If you like it, go online. Stitches Central in London, Ontario has a wonderful website, and you can order this project in. And again, you get a package with 25 pieces of cardstock. Now, in this one, Cheryl has made it so that you're doing multiple colors on the same day, but it's all in one area. So for me, I find it easier to be sure that I've actually got all of the stitching done. Yesterday, we had that infamous red truck with Christmas tree already with lights. I didn't know they grew that way in place. And we were saying, well, what's going to happen next? We have a row of snowflakes. So these snowflakes are done in 2 strands of B5200, and these snowflakes are done in 1 strand. This fabric is a special dye for this project, and it's jade. Mine is an 18 count Ada, and it happens that most of this is 2 strands, 1 strand when I'm doing something like backstitch, and as I mentioned, every other snowflake. And that was actually not my decision. It was suggested by the designer, and I like the idea that it just creates a sense of dimension in this area. So that is number 8. So number 9, is it going to be down here, or are we going to start filling in other places? You'll have to come back tomorrow to find out. So I only have 2 other stitches that I touched and no fully finished items or finished items today. So I did have a moment just now. I spent an hour with at a stitching table, and I pulled out Erica's free project that was part of day 1 of a Stitcher's 12 Days of Christmas. Erica is the Instagram and Flosstube Fibers and Floss Canada. She's extremely knowledgeable and very enjoyable. So I'm doing mine in red. It could be red, it could be any color you want. And what you find that I did in the last hour is this snowflake right here. I still haven't finished my entire family here. There's another adult and a child here to go, but I wanted to do my my video, and then return to my, my table. So I am doing this on a 40 count verdal with 1 strand over 2 threads, and I am using a JP Coates red that was part of a bag of floss that was generously given to me. So I'm very pleased with how this is coming out, and I know there's a big snowflake up here. I'm not sure. I'll probably go to the big snowflake next, but if I have other things that I would be easier to count, I might do that. We'll see. And lastly, I have also done Spirit of Christmas by Textilly. I ordered this pattern off of Etsy, and I will tell you that she instantly sent me a coupon for 10% off of my next Textilly purchase. So I am doing this with Laura of Stitching by the Shore, Amy of Renewing Stitches, and Mary of Mary's Stitchy Corner. Now everybody else is going to do this whole picture, and indeed Laura has announced that she's doing it twice so that you can see it worked on 2 different colors of fabric. Now, I'm the Stitching Owl, so I'm actually doing those Christmas baubles as actual baubles. I've already completed 1 as a fully finished ornament. Yesterday, you saw the Joy ornament completely finished, and today I have started Love. I wanted to do one of the ornaments in blue, but then I thought, oh no, the Love one needs to be in red. So again, this red is a red that had no tag on it from that bag of floss that was given to me. Apologies for a very enthusiastic dog. So I am having fun doing this, and all of a sudden I'm sitting here going, is this right side up? No, it's not right side up. This is right side up. Sorry about that. All of a sudden I realized my joy isn't the right way around. When we make these floss tubes, we are seeing everything mirrored, so sometimes it's hard for us to know if we've got things right side up, and sometimes even whether we're showing you the wrong side or the right side. So I'm going to be doing the Love in the center in my Diamante. This is a 32 count from Picture This Plus. It's an even weave called Nessie. Now this particular floss is quite thick, and I'm actually having a little bit of a hard time pulling it through this fabric. So I mean, I really would love to know what it is, because the saturation level is beautiful, and certainly the coverage is excellent. I just don't know what it is. And for my moment of thanks today, I'm going to say that I am very thankful for color. I can't imagine a world without color. And our stitching, we can each individualize just by changing the color of either the fabric or the floss or both. I know that I worked with somebody who was colorblind, and I didn't know for years that he was colorblind, because, I mean, he always looked so together. When he admitted he was colorblind because I'd highlighted something for him and he couldn't see the highlight, he said, well, no, my wife actually picks it out because I look hideous if I do it myself. I can't imagine going through life not knowing whether I was recognizing the right color. So for all stitchers, I know that color is something to be thankful for. And as we look out our windows in this special festive season, we see the color of the lights on people's houses. For me, the sparkling snow is mirroring those colors, so the evenings are just flooded with all of this beauty that otherwise just wouldn't be there. Now for a moment for music, thank you. Yesterday, a few people got God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Thank you for trying to continue to do the Guess This Name. I really appreciate that, and I'm continuing to keep track. So I do hope that when you're leaving your comments that you will continue to guess, even if it's a humorous guess. I had somebody guess something very humorous, and I loved that moment. Today, I am actually playing out of one of my mother's books, so it is not what I call a prettified arrangement. It hasn't been elaborated on in any way. It is the traditional presentation of this particular well-known piece. So here is your Christmas moment in music. And thank you so much for joining me today. My word is, as soon as Jingle Bell is over, I will do a couple of extra videos. I owe Andrew the runner stitcher my envelope back for pillows, separate from my videos because I can't even remember which one it's in. And I've had more people asking me about my my finishing of ornaments so that I can have the beading. So my youngest will help me to figure out camera angles so that I can do that one too in the next little bit. So thank you so much for your interest in my channel, the friendship, and all of the lovely stitching that you're sharing with me. Bye-bye for now.